Oh, wow. Again, this is an amazing day. I'm so excited to be here at Towanda Recreation Center. This is another day where we're going to continue to listen to the needs of our community and continue to meet the needs of our community. We're here to break ground for the Towanda swimming pool, which is going to be an amazing 2 bodies of water. So thank you all for being here. We're going to get started. And our first person up will be the mayor of our city, Mayor Brandon Scott.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nope, this is Park Heights.
I know that's right.
Good afternoon, everybody. There you go. It is such a great day for me, for the city of Baltimore, but it's really a good time to be home, as all of you know, and be here with our Council President Mosby, our Vice President, Councilwoman Sharon Green Middleton, Director Moore, and the entire team at Rec and Parks, but most importantly, the members of the community itself. My Madam President, my childhood community, Madam Principal, my childhood school, and my childhood rec center. Thank you all for being here for yet another of our Rec Rollout events as we are continuing to celebrate the exemplary work that Rec and Parks is doing as a team and our shared commitment to recreation parks, whether it's our rec centers like Towanda, Madam Vice President, that we reopened after it was closed for many years, right? Our play spaces, our pools, our basketball courts, all the things that we know our city needs to be the best version of itself. Every single Baltimorean, especially our young people and older adults, deserve the absolute highest quality, state-of-the-art facilities to help them grow, thrive, and become the best version of themselves. So you used to that when you lived here for a long time. I just immediately turned the mic up. Over the course of the last few years, we've made so many investments and started on so many projects, and Rec Rollout is the overarching result of that. Our broad strategy to upgrade the city's recreational spaces, including our swimming pools. As a matter of fact, this is our 4th time coming together for a Rec and Parks groundbreaking or ribbon cutting in less than a month. We did Candy Stripe a few weeks ago. We reopened Midfield Recreation Center after we renovated it and made it the city's first ever esports lab. And we broke ground on a brand new Gardenville Rec Center, and there's many, many, many more exciting projects to come. But this one is very important to me. As you all know, I grew up here. I went to school here. I went to this rec center every single day after school. Mr. President, Towanda Rec is the first place that I wore blue and gold, but we all know it would not be the last. But never in my life did I ever swim in this pool, because quite frankly, this pool never met the standard that we should have had in our communities for our children and our families. It's a actual crime that me, my friends, all of us who grew up here, we would walk out of the door of the rec center, or we would walk out of the door of Malcolm X, or up the street at Dr. King, and we would go up the street to C.C. Jackson. We would go to Callow Hill. We would go to Drew Hill Park, even though we had a pool literally outside of our school. Now, a lot of times that was also because it was broken or it wasn't working. But now what we're going to see here is us turning that tide and showing again, just like we did with the rec center, to the young people and families in Park Heights that they are no longer going to be ignored, that they are seen, and they're going to get the same kind of investment that folks around the city have gotten. Last December, I talked about the city's efforts to ensure that all Baltimoreans are afforded the opportunity to learn how to swim. Our residents should have that access to modern state-of-the-art facilities, aquatic facilities, wherever they live. And we've seen the difference that state-of-the-art pool facilities can make, especially when you look at the new impressive Drew Hill Park and Cherry Hill at the Middle Branch Center. You can see what's coming next with Patterson Park Pool, which will reopen this summer. These facilities live up to that promise and so much more. Today's groundbreaking and design unveiling marks the second of 6 neighborhood pool facilities that the city is renovating. We're committed to this work because our pools are an important resource that provides cost-effective programming that can really make a difference in the lives of our people. And with strongly aligns with my vision for a strong, healthy, and equitable Baltimore. Spending time at a city pool is not just a way to have a good time while escaping those 100-degree, 100% humidity days that we will have in a few weeks, but it's also where you can learn the art of swimming. And we want to ensure that every young person in Baltimore has access to enjoy these facilities safely. The new Towanda Aquatic Center will feature not one, but 2 bodies of water, a lap pool and a zero entry wading pool, a beach style entrance, a pool house, aquatics office, a mechanical room, and something that we've never had here before, that was actually out of code forever, restrooms at a pool. I know it's going to be an absolute highlight for all that will come here, especially our young people, and even the older folks like myself, who will be coming back here to enjoy as soon as the work is completed. And it is important to note that this is one of many ARPA-funded Rec and Parks project that would not be possible without the blessing that President Biden and the best congressional delegation and mayor could ask for bestowed upon the city of Baltimore. And I want to give the Recovery Office and Director Kearney and her team a big round of applause as well. And lastly, I want to lift up a group of people because there's been a lot of discussion around pools over the past year or two, and I want to take this opportunity to discuss with folks before the summer really kicks off. We're going to have the vast majority of our pools open this summer, ready to receive all of our residents to enjoy. But there are some, like this one, where work is ongoing to renovate and rebuild facilities that haven't been touched in a long time. And in fact, this one hasn't been touched, correct me if I'm wrong, Director, since it was built. This is literally the exact same pool. That means, very simply, if the pool is being renovated, it won't be open this summer because you can't renovate and pour concrete in the winter. You can only do that when it's warm outside, and we want our investments that we are putting into our communities to be done the right way, not the fast way, not the way that's going to make everybody happy at all times, but the right way so that the community is getting the top-notch investment that they need. But they should have been addressed before, but this administration, this group of people, elected officials, as you see, have taken on that monumental task of renovating all these facilities and starting to right the wrongs of the past. But projects like these take time, especially when you're talking about infrastructure, anything involving water that have not been touched since these things were built. And we're going to ask for your patience. We're going to ask for the folks here in Park Heights and Towanda Grantley to be patient with us, but we will reopen this pool. And I can't wait to come back to take that first swim around this pool in 2025 as we celebrate the reopening of the now Towanda Aquatic Center right here in the heart of Park Heights. So I will say again, thank you. I want to give another big round of applause to Director Moore and the entire team at Recreation and Parks. Let's give them a big round of applause. With increased funding comes increased pressure and increased phone calls from the mayor to the director. So I want to say again, congratulations to you all. You all have taken that mantle and that investment and have really showing how we can now value our young people and our families by showcasing these facilities and the high quality programming that we give. And I want to personally thank the aquatics team. My son Saron is in the swim learning classes, and now a couple months ago he could swim 2 feet, and now he's doing laps and riding down sliding boards. So we know it works, and I want to personally thank you as a father, but for what you do each and every day for young people around the city of Baltimore. And with that, I will turn it over to our City Council President, Nick Mosby.
Give it up for our mayor. Come on, we can do better than that. Well, you know, sitting there, Director Moore, it doesn't escape me that we have a mayor that has gone in and out of these rec centers. It doesn't escape me that I can remember being a young kid going in and out of Baltimore City rec centers. From that child to today, what I always know and what I always say when we get an opportunity to pour into our young folks is, Our young folks know exactly what we're putting in front of them. They know exactly how much we're investing in them, and more importantly, they know exactly how much we care about them. And every time we come to one of these groundbreakings or ribbon cuttings, whether it's at a school, or whether it's at a rec center, whether it's at a new state-of-the-art a STEM lab like Director Moore and his team have been aggressively going after, that is pouring into them. It's not just pouring into the young folks, but it's pouring into sustainable crime reduction in our city. It's pouring into responsible growth of our city. It's pouring not only into them, to their peers, to their parents, to their communities. It's pouring into the entire uplift of the city of Baltimore. That's why we all stand here today, because we know over time investing in young folks works. And that's why this is so critically important. So my hat goes off to the mayor and the administration. My hat goes off to Director Moore and his hard-working team for all the amazing work that you've been able to pour, not just in West Baltimore, Northwest Baltimore, but also in East Baltimore, also in South Baltimore, but all around the city of Baltimore. This is a day where our young folks understand and know that their city truly, truly cares about them, and their city is truly, truly pouring into them. And I look forward to continuing this effort as we continue to push forward. With that, I'm going to say that I'm not sure that we've ever had a mayor and a vice president of city council that wore Park Heights on their sleeve, in their heart, or in their back, like through Mayor Brandon M. Scott and Vice President Sharon Green Middleton. But that is real. And we were just at the Park Heights Renaissance, a check unveiling for a new state-of-the-art workforce development. A week ago, we were at Candle Park, which is going to get renovated, and we're going to get new basketball courts and all of that. It was a new playground. But that's the type of commitment and effort, and you don't get that without teamwork. So with that, I'm going to bring up our next partner in progress, and that's the amazing Vice President Sharon Green Middleton.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. What an amazing day. Director Moore, I first just have to thank you, because he's the person that anywhere in the district that has to do with recreation, I'm always, okay, give me a timeline. When is that going to happen? And this is just another piece of wonderful work that you take your time and you make sure that, it's a process with everything. You want to get the right people that do the construction. There's a plan that has to be in place. And Director Moore, I want to thank you and let you know that even though when I make those phone calls just trying to get you to move things forward, I know that you are taking your time to do the right thing. Now for Towanda, I want to thank the Towanda Community Association and the president, Cynthia Foote, and her team for just being so patient. And I knew that this day was going to happen. And just like all the other pieces that have fell into place, the center right next door, Creative City Charter being the strong partners that you are. I have your bracelet on because I knew that representation and you were going to be here as well. And as council president and the mayor continually says, we all have been working hard, especially this term, on making sure that things are in place for helping our young people to be successful and helping them to have places where they can relax and relieve some of that stress. And that's what this is all about. That's the partnership that we have been continually having over and over again. And we know that it takes time and it takes money. And as the president had mentioned, we just did a groundbreaking yesterday for the Clean and Green Workforce Development program to really take place and kick off. And now they have their own building to really do that. And that connection is with the city. That connection is going to go with, the shortages that we have with agencies. And it took some extra funding that the mayor I didn't have to have a big, long conversation and push that. He knew right off that they needed that extra funding to get that moving. So all of these pieces throughout Park Heights, they all play a role and work together. And looking at this picture at this now soon to be Towanda Aquatic Center, it looks like we're going to be having a lot of pool parties for the community. You know, it looks like it's a way to have more money flow with when the community now can have, you know, family gatherings and have access to a pool. I mean, it's all, again, part of the pieces that make a strong, viable community. And I'm ready for this groundbreaking. I know you all are too. So again, I can't thank our partnerships with the city, the community, and all the other pieces that help to make this day happen. So thank you all again. And on that note, we're bringing Director Moore back up to for his comment.
Thank you, Vice President Middleton. This is truly an exciting day to be here at Towanda as we continue to, under the leadership of Mayor Brandon Scott, his commitment to our agency, the $120 million plus in rec rollout projects that we're seeing all over the city. And as the mayor said, it's not an easy task. But when the mayor call you and say, hey, I'm going to invest this kind of money into this agency to improve facilities that have not been invested into in some time, you can't do nothing but say, hey, Mayor, we're going to roll up our sleeves and get to work. And for me, the person that I have to relay that message to is Adam Boardman and the whole Capital team. So I want to just thank Adam Boardman and the Capital team. As stated, when you start thinking about aquatics facilities, you want to make sure not only that we have 2 bodies of water, we want to make sure that these pools are operational. That means that you have to have state-of-the-art, up-to-date mechanical equipment. So there will be less time that these pools are down. And also what it's doing for us as an agency, it is giving us a chance to better manage our inventory. When our systems are the same, if there is a problem, we can have motors on the shelf, we can have equipment on the shelf that we can immediately fix, which eliminates the amount of downtime. So really excited about this. We're here today celebrating Towanda, but at the same time as Towanda's been demo, renovated, and built, we're also on the east side of town, we'll be replacing Coldstream. And if you've been to Coldstream Pool, that's one of the pools that was in East Baltimore where the decision was made when the pool was constructed that we'll separate the shallow end from the deep end with a galvanized fence that separate the pools. So that's going away. We're so excited about that. Additionally, I just want to acknowledge a couple other people who plays a vital role. The mayor really have sung their praises, but I want to again acknowledge our Mayor's Office of Recovery. I know Josh Wilson's here on behalf of Director Kearney, but just to work with them to continue to have that funding and be able to understand the processes of pushing that money out. So thank you all. I want to thank Canon Design, because you can have all the vision in the world, but if you don't have a company that can make that a reality, then it doesn't happen. And so what you're seeing, not just here across our entire city, is we're changing the way we do business when it comes to neighborhood pools. Previous neighborhood pools, you will have this. It will be a 3-foot to 6 feet deep pool, right? Small kids, where their opportunity to learn to swim. Now with these pools, we'll have lap lane pools, as the mayor stated, but we'll also have zero entry pools. Zero entry, I think the mayor had me remind our elected officials at the BOE, zero entry means that you literally walk into the water. There's no depth, there's no safety. It's similar to what you would see at Druid Hill. So thank you to Canon for really thinking outside the box. Also MK for their engineering design. And then more importantly, the person that's going to make it a reality is Plano Condon. Plano, we've been working with Plano. They were the company who led the charge for the Druid Hill Aquatics facility. They're currently constructing Walter P. Carter, and now they'll be constructing these next 2 pools. And we have the utmost confidence that when we come back here to cut this ribbon, everybody's going to be pleased. And one last thing I just want to acknowledge is our aquatics team. Thank you to Nikki Cobb and her leadership and our commitment to continuously, as the mayor states, that it is important that we continue to find ways to teach our young people how to swim. Last summer, me and the mayor actually did a PSA just educating our young people, and I want to just start this messaging now. When we open pools, which we will open pools, the pools that will operate this year will operate, we're encouraging, if there's no lifeguard, if the pool's not open, please do not jump fences. Do not go into those pools. You'll continue to hear that messaging from our mayor. You'll continue to hear that message from me. You'll continue to hear that message from our aquatics team. So I am truly excited. I could be here all day talking about renovations and improvements, but I'm not. And for us, it is important. And again, Ms. Foote, thank you all for your patience. I got a chance to meet Ms. Foote as she was walking up. And she quickly explained to me how long this pool's been closed, and she's absolutely right. But we thank you for your patience and giving us the time to do it and do it the right way. So now, without further ado, I really want to hear from our community. Please help me in welcoming Ms. Cynthia Foote to the podium.
Thank you, thank you. Protocol has been established. Yeah. I just thank each and every person. We are so excited for our community, the Towanda Grant League, the Towanda Neighborhood Association. The people in this community, I'm one of the ones that has been blessed to grow up on Towanda Avenue. And I have been here since I was 3 years old. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am now. But the pool we had at first was right there on the field. And it was a stand-up pool. And then they built this one. And this has been here a long time, and it's been closed. And I'm just excited that we are doing the work for the communities, for the young people, for the seniors, for everybody to be able to participate in the recreation center with the Aqua Center. I'm blessed to be able to stand here. I love my community. This value of this pool will give us value in our homes, because everything goes together. It's not one thing, it's everything works together. And with all these pieces finally coming together, it can make a big difference. And you want people to come in to buy homes, to have something to come to, especially that have small children. So I'm just excited. I'm excited that it's happening. And I thank the mayor, the city council president, our community. Sharon Middleton has been a big part of helping us do a whole lot of things. So I thank you, and now we can move forward. Thank you.
With every rec center, we have a unique opportunity that we have a partner, Brittany Baker, who's our center director, who took this job when we opened this center. And Brittany's done a tremendous job of leading the center, but she works with a strong community partner, and that's our creative schools. And thank you all for being partners and helping us to continue to expand our program. So please, at this point in time, help me in joining to bring Ms. Martina up to say a few words.
I am in wonderful company. I don't even know how I got into this. You know how you say, how did I get into this show? But I am so excited to be able to speak to you guys today very briefly and say how grateful we are for all of the work that all of you have done. As a proud partner of the Towanda Rec Center for the 11 years that we have been right next door, we have seen the pool open and the pool closed, and the pool open and the pool closed. We've seen the rec center open and the rec center closed. But every single time, we have been very, very hopeful that we would get to the place where we are now. We have people like Brittany Baker, who will have programming for our kids after school, will help us with things during school. We use that gymnasium as our physical education site. That's what we do because you guys are a partner. I grew up here in Park Heights. Apparently we don't go far. And it was so beautiful to be able to be the principal of a school that has partners like Towanda Rec Center. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you what is our school pledge and tell you that it so equates to everything that's happened to make this a reality for us. I can't even believe that picture. I'm going to believe that picture when I see that picture. I'm going to tell you that right now. So our school pledge is we are a community. We connect with each other, our environment, our neighborhood, and our world. We care, we question, we collaborate, and we create. Here in Park Heights, we care a whole lot. We collaborate together to make sure that things happen. We question everything so that we can make things possible for everyone. And in the end, we create. And that's what this represents. I thank you all.
we're gonna bring Mayor Scott back in case any of the media have any questions.
All right. Thank you. Thank you again, everybody. Before we go to throw dirt, we'll see if we have any questions from our partners in the media. Anybody? You're good, sir. Oh, that's a Director Moore question. Adam, get ready to come up here.
I know it. So the total this project was 2 pools bid together, which is Cold Stream and Towanda. The total package for both pools is $14.3 million for both pools.
And Mayor, you said the vast majority of pools will be open this summer. Which ones won't be open?
So the ones that are be under construction, so those are the ones that won't be open this summer. I know we can send out that list later on. I can't rattle them off at the top of my head, but we obviously these 3, and then we have some others that we already started construction on that will be closed. But Patterson Park Pool will be open this summer. I'll say that again just to make sure that gets back out into the atmosphere. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Mackenzie.
On topic, I heard it, but I wanted to just clarify the timeline for this to reopen 2025. Do you have a quarter in mind or when exactly?
So we'll say 2025. Like there's a pool, so it's going to be open in the summer of 2025. But we know better than to try to say give you an exact date, right? Because you heard from me, you heard from the community how old this is, and when we start to dig in that dirt, I can almost guarantee you we'll find things that shouldn't be where they're supposed to be and not where they're supposed to be. But we're going to be swimming in this pool in 2025. Yeah, like an old house. Once you start in there, you never know what you're gonna find. I mean, I'll give you an example, Mackenzie. That big patch of what should be grass is like that because there used to be this big metal robot slide that sat there for years, right? That burnt all of our skins. We didn't know any better back then. But when we removed it, because we now know better, we got slides that don't do the same thing, right? That's what happens when you. My grandmother said, when you know better, you do better, and you evolve.
You're bringing back memories.
Yeah. To all of us who sat on that slide, you could fry a steak on it if you want to. Right, the baby pool. Yeah, there's a little baby pool right there that you could just splash in. It's about that much. That's it. Yeah. No bathroom, by the way.
Which makes me question what.
Well, it makes us but that's again. This is why we doing things differently now.
Okay, off topic. We had a Safe Streets location under surveillance for about a week, several days where no employees showed up at all, including a weekend when we were told by LifeBridge that's when employees would be showing up. I believe that this is a waste of taxpayer dollars to pay employees who apparently are not showing up.
So I think that if you know the work of Safe Streets, you know that work is in the street and not in the office. We know that works here in Park Heights, where LifeBridge is a deep partner, and they operate sites here, and they operate not just the Safe Streets site, but hospital-based response. It's helped us to reduce violence in the city of Baltimore. Everything that we've done in our comprehensive violence prevention plan, GVRS, Safe Streets, the expansion of community violence intervention, everything that we've done is why you and I are talking here today, where Baltimore has a 33% reduction on homicides on top of a 20% reduction, which was a historic drop last year.
So are you saying that the employees don't ever have to go into?
No, I didn't say that. Let's be very clear with words. What I'm saying to you is their work to save lives are in the streets. That would be equal to you pulling up to a police district and saying, well, there's no one in here. They're supposed to be out in the street preventing crime, and that's where we want them to be.
Mayor, we understand that Johns Hopkins has been asking.
Hold on.
Okay, we got a train.
Boop, boop. Go ahead.
We understand that Johns Hopkins University has been asking your office for the BPD to help with the situation in campus there. What have been your latest conversations with the university, with the president of that school, in clearing that and camp it out? Will that happen?
So we listen, I'm going to say what we said to you guys earlier today, and I'm going to do something I don't need to do. I'm going to do it verbatim so that you guys remember and hear me very clearly. We continue to be in daily contact with university officials at Hopkins. We, as the city of Baltimore, strongly stand with everyone's First Amendment rights and rights of protest. We are continuously monitoring the situation to ensure everyone's safety. Everyone, period. In the event of an escalation, credible threat of violence, or similar change in the situation, we will adjust accordingly. We're working with them each and every day, all day, every day.
Really quickly.
Last one, Mackenzie, you're good. Go ahead.
I know that there is a review of the contracting process for Safe Streets. I know that's underway in terms of looking at the funding, and an audit is being done. But will you call for an independent investigation to see what employees are doing, given?
So I think Mackenzie, I just want to be very clear. The voters of Baltimore City independently elect the comptroller of Baltimore to have that authority. So that is independent. The comptroller doesn't follow my direction. He doesn't follow the council president's direction. The auditor has the ability to do his audits freely and openly and being transparent. And we await the audit and look forward to working with him at the direction of the duly elected comptroller of the city of Baltimore. Thank you. All right, y'all ready to throw some dirt?
Mr. Scott, before you throw dirt, can I ask this?
Well, sir, I'm just going to ask you, I can pull you on the side to talk to you about it right when it's over.
This should be something that should be addressed in the open, based upon the statement that you made.
Well,
You made the statement, and you're constantly making the statement about the reduction of crime and homicides and all that. What is your policy to bring back the quality of life in Baltimore City and to cut the carjacking and the other problems that we're facing?
So I'll say to you so that you know and hear from me directly, and I know our brothers and sisters in law enforcement, excuse me, will back that up. First and foremost, we reduced carjackings by 15% last year, and it's down another 14% this year. At my direction, the Baltimore Police Department will continue to go out and enforce the laws and make arrests of anybody committing any crime, whether it's stolen auto, whether it's carjacking, robbery, shooting, no matter what it is, we will continue to do that. What I want you to hear, and I'm going to give you the direct numbers so you have them from me, and that everyone here can hear from me about what actually are the numbers on the ground for us in the city of Baltimore when it comes to dealing with law enforcement, and what our police department has been doing and will continue to do at the direction of the mayor, so that everyone understands what we're actually doing. So just to give you the information so that you have it, sir. Our policy, first and foremost, is to enforce the law. But so that you know, when you talk about robbery, for example, in 2022, we made 556 arrests for robbery. 430 of those were adults. 126 were juvenile. Sorry. In 2023, we made 529, 398 adult, 131 juvenile. And so far this year, and these numbers have changed in the last couple of days, we've already made 184 arrests, 128, 56 juvenile. For stolen auto alone, last year we made 786 arrests, 515 adult, 271 juvenile. This year, 209, 165 adult, 44 juvenile. We're going to continue to enforce the law. Anybody that tells you that my police department isn't focused on quality of life crimes, it's just lying to you. They do that each and every day. They go out and remove folks that are doing robbery, carjackings, seizing over 2,000 guns. Every single day they're going to do that. But what we have to continue to do, and what we did, I know the council president and the council vice president were involved in that too, is to make sure that after the city does its part, that we don't have to see the same people over and over again. This is why, for example, I championed a law that made it so that people who were sent home after they committed some crime or they were going to court later on home detention, that they actually could be monitored when they're at home, and not allowing them to be out on the streets for 48 hours before the state intervened, which is why we worked alongside our governor to understand and know that we needed to have a focus on the high-risk young people, and why they created the Thrive program. And just so that you also know, when you look at violence amongst youth in Baltimore City, and even youth that are system involved, have also plummeted this year in partnership. We're going to continue to do that work, and I look forward to talking to you more about that later on. Thank you. All right, Madam Principal, Madam President, Madam Vice President, Mr. President, let's do it.